Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are going to decode a really critical system error that might be running in the background of your own mind. And more importantly, we're going to talk about how to fix it.
Okay, so let's just dive right in. Have you ever felt completely and totally stuck? Like, you know exactly what you should be doing, but you just can't seem to press start? You're staring at that execute button, your cursor is just hovering right over it, but nothing happens.
But believe it or not, this feeling actually has a name, and it comes from ancient Buddhist psychology, Vicikicchā. Now, it is so crucial to get this. This isn't you being careful or doing your due diligence. Nope, this is a full-on system freeze. It's a mental state where your ability to act is just completely paralyzed.
And to really get what's going on, we have to look at the word itself. V means something like separated or two-branched. And Cikicchā, that's the will to act or to know or to heal. So you put them together and you literally get a picture of your will to act being split right down the middle. It creates this paralysis that just burns through your energy without you moving an inch.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. This ancient concept, it maps perfectly onto these modern tech problems that we all deal with every single day. Let's take a look at 4 common system errors that are basically just Vicikicchā wearing a digital disguise. First up, error number 1. You know when you're downloading something and it gets stuck at 99%, that spinning wheel of death just goes on and on? That is Vicikicchā. You've got all the data, you have all the information you could possibly need, but the program, it just never launches. It's just perpetually waiting for response, stuck right there at the finish line. Or, okay, how about this one? You try to go to a website and you get that big, scary security warning. This connection is not private. Well, that's error number 2. It's basically an SSL certificate failure. You can't connect to the server because you don't trust the source. And in life, this happens all the time, right? When you can't bring yourself to trust a teacher or a new idea or even the community around you, your internal trust token is missing, and it's blocking you from getting really valuable data.
This next one, oh man, this is such a perfect illustration of modern life. It's like your GPS is just stuck on recalculating route. You're endlessly comparing all your options, you're analyzing every single possible path, weighing all the pros and cons, and all the while, you are completely stationary. You're just burning through your battery life without making any forward progress at all.
And finally, our 4th error. Now this one is like having an antivirus program that's just gone rogue. It's so suspicious of everything that it scans every single file, it flags every potential threat, and it ends up slowing your whole system down to a crawl. In its attempt to prevent you from making any possible mistake, it actually prevents any useful application from ever running. So, okay, we've seen the errors, we get it. But, this isn't just about diagnosing the problem, it's about finding a fix. So let's pivot to the solution. Let's see how we can actually build a practical force reboot for this really crippling system error. But before we get to the fix, we really need to understand why this isn't some minor bug. This is a critical system failure. We might tell ourselves, oh, I'm just being cautious, or I'm thinking things through. But in reality, it's a system shutdown that's totally rooted in fear. It makes your mind automatically reject any new helpful software, and it keeps you trapped in an old, painful, and seriously outdated operating mode. It cuts off the very possibility of an upgrade. All right, the fix. It's a clear, 3-step command sequence. Step 1, issue token. This is what's called sadha, or generating a hypothetical trust token. Just think of it like giving yourself temporary admin access. Step 2, force run. This is virya. You apply effort and you execute the process. And then step 3, verify output. This is yathabhuta, and this is key. You don't take anyone's word for it. You directly observe the results for yourself. So here's the bottom line, the main takeaway. Action comes before perfect clarity. You can't resolve doubt by just thinking about it more. That's a trap. You resolve it by doing. You have to issue that temporary trust token and just run the system to see what happens. That's how you finally delete the virus of doubt. All this talk about systems and tokens and reboots is great, but let's bring it down to earth. What does this actually look like in practice, right here, right now? How do you make your own system take that leap of faith?
So instead of waiting for perfect certainty, which, let's be honest, is never going to arrive, what is one small hypothesis that you can test today? What's one little action you can take, not because you're 100% sure it'll work, but just because you're willing to gather your own data and see what happens? Because that is the only reboot that actually works.